Ever wonder why it feels so hard to buy a home these days, even with good credit and a steady job? You're not alone. The middle class is facing a real crisis when it comes to home buying, but here's the thing, it's not impossible. Today, we're going to break down the problems you're up against and give you real solutions to help you get that home you've been dreaming of. Imagine this, you've got a good job, some money saved up, and you're ready to buy your first home. But when you start looking, it feels like every house is way too expensive. Sound familiar? You're not crazy. Home prices are going up faster than most people's paychecks, making it super hard for an average person to buy. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll have some great ideas to help you deal with this tough market and get closer to owning your own home. So let's start by looking at why it's so hard to buy a house right now. You might think low mortgage rates would make buying a home easier, but there's a surprising twist making things tougher for middle-class buyers. Did you know that for every affordable home on the market, there are now 65 families competing to buy it? That's almost triple the number from just a few years ago. It's no wonder so many people are feeling frustrated and left out of the housing market. So what's really going on here? Well, those low mortgage rates we mentioned, they've actually caused a bit of a frenzy. More people are trying to buy homes, which means more competition and higher prices. It's like when your favorite store is a big sell, everyone rushes in and suddenly the good stuff's hard to get. But that's not the only thing making it tough. Cash buyers are swooping in and snatching up houses left and right. In fact, almost 25% of homes sold last year were bought with all cash offers. That's a big problem for regular folks who need mortgages. Sellers often prefer cash buyers because it's faster and there's less chance of a deal falling through. The pandemic has shaken things up too. A lot of people who can work from anywhere are moving to cheaper areas. Sound good, right? Well, not for the people already living in those areas. All of these new buyers are driving up prices in places that used to be affordable. Here's a mind-blowing fact. There are now almost 500 cities in the US where the average home costs over $1 million. That's crazy. It means in a lot of places, even people with good jobs are priced out of the market. But don't lose hope just yet. Where you live makes a huge difference. In San Francisco, only about 14% of homes are affordable for people making an average income. But in some Midwest cities like Akron, Ohio, more than 80% of homes are within reach for the middle class. That's a big difference. As Daryl Fairweather, a housing expert, puts it, housing prices went up so much that it reached a point where buyers just couldn't pay those high prices. This tells us something important. The market can't keep going up forever. At some point, things have to level out. Now, you might be thinking, great, the market's cooling down, but can I still afford a house? Hold that thought. What if I told you there were places where over 80% of homes are within reach for middle-class buyers? And better yet, there are ways to make your offer stand out even against those cash buyers. Let's face it, buying a home right now feels like you're trying to win a game where the rules keep changing. But don't worry, I've got some tricks up my sleeve that could help you come out on top. First things first, let's talk about where you're looking. Did you know that some parts of the Midwest and the South, more than 80% of the homes are actually affordable for middle-class folks? That's right. While big cities might be out of reach, there are still plenty of great places where your money will go a lot further. But what if you don't want to move? Well, here's where it gets interesting. There are these new companies called PropTechs that are shaking things up. They're offering something called bridge loans that let you make all cash offers even if you don't have all the cash up front. It's like having a rich uncle in your corner helping you compete with those big money buyers. Now, if that sounds a bit too fancy for you, here's another idea. Team up. I recently heard about 3 friends in Tennessee who pulled their money together and bought a house. Pretty smart, right? It's like when you were a kid and combined all of your allowance to buy that big toy you all wanted. Only now, you're buying a whole house. But here's the thing. No matter what strategy you use, you've got to be quick. The market's moving fast and good deals don't stick around for long. As one expert put it, cash has always been king in real estate, but it has been limited to a small group of buyers. Well, these tips, you can now be part of that group too. Remember, while it might feel like the deck is stacked against you, there are still ways to win the game. It might take some creative thinking and quick action, but your dream home could be closer than you think. Just keep your eyes open, be ready to act fast, and don't be afraid to try new strategies. Who knows? You might just surprise yourself with what you can achieve. All right, let's wrap this up. We've talked about why it's so tough to buy a home right now and some clever ways to make it happen. But here's something that might surprise you. Owning a home is a big deal for building wealth. Get this. The average homeowner is about $231,000 net worth. Renters, only about $5,000. That's a huge difference. Now, I know it feels like the odds are stacked against you, but don't give up. These tips we talked about, look in more affordable areas, team up with friends, or check out those new companies that can help you make cash offers. The housing market's crazy right now, but it won't stay this way forever. Remember, buying a home might be harder these days, but it's still possible. Stay smart, be ready to move fast, and keep your eyes on the prize. Your dream home could be closer than you think.